Buddymeister, what the Start recording the review.
Jimmy, stop it! I can't take it anymore. It's been bad before, but since he's bedridden, it's getting worse and worse. I can't take it. I have to do something. I have to do something. But first, I have this picture.
Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz, the Buddymeister.
We have reviewed almost 500 indie movies on the channel, and today, once again, the movie was picked by one of our awesome Masala tier supporters. Binoy Mohammed has chosen the 2022 Malayalam language drama Appan. It was directed and co-written by Maju, was initially planned to be released in theaters, but unfortunately only got a streaming release on Sony Live. Buddymeister, what's the movie all about and who's in it?
The movie starring Sunny Wayne, Alain Sirley Lopez, I don't know how it's really pronounced.
Lee or
Alain Sirley Lopez, Pauli Valsan, Ananya, and Radhika Radhakrishnan.
Yes.
Well, the movie is about Iti, who is paralyzed from the waist down and confined to his bed. He gets his kicks from verbally harassing his wife, Kutyama, his son Nunju, his daughter-in-law Rosie, and pretty much everybody he sets his eyes on.
Yeah.
They pray every waking minute for Iti's death. But the patriarch from hell lives, and everybody else seems to slowly despair and decay.
Yeah, pretty perfect summary.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm kind of a sucker for these Malayalam movies that take place in just this one house in kind of the middle of nowhere, surrounded by beautiful, lush green scenery. Yeah. And I think especially with this story, it's great because you have this beautiful scenery, this beautiful landscape. And it could be paradise, but it's actually it's hell.
Yeah.
It's like a prison because these people they have to be there for the father, for this patriarch, and it's like they are in prison and he has the key, and it's kind of a microcosm that we see here with a great ensemble cast that points to the bigger society. To patriarchy, and I think it's a fascinating, promising setting this movie has, and it's a drama, but it's also kind of a dark, twisted comedy.
Yeah,
it's definitely funny to some degree, and maybe just because it's so extreme, how absolutely evil this character of Appan, the father, is. At first, you think, maybe there will be some nice sides to him as well. Some redeeming qualities. Maybe there will be an explanation why he is the way he is.Maybe there's some kind of father-son relationship that's growing, or maybe he will learn a lesson. But spoiler alert, he's a pretty big scumbag.
Yeah.
And
he has no redeeming quality.
He has no redeeming quality. Over the course of the movie, you really learn to hate this guy. And overall, I enjoyed, is maybe the wrong word. I like the movie. I like the direction. I like the characters. I like the music for the most part. I will go into all of these things. Towards the end, the movie loses me to some degree. I think it's definitely too long. It's not that long for an Indian movie. It's only 2 hours and like 10 minutes. Yeah. But I think it's still, for my taste, definitely too long. I think it's a bit monotonous at some point. So I ended up liking the movie quite a bit. I think it's fascinating, but there are also some downsides. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, it's pretty much not exactly, because I didn't think the movie was too long. I mean, it could have been tighter and shorter, but I mean,
what it's doing.
Yeah, I didn't have an issue with the length. I have to say that I also mainly found it fascinating and interesting, and especially in the way that's like demanding you, how it like forces you cannot watch what's going, you can't unwatch what's going on. It's like you feel rather uncomfortable to watch this movie. It's not an easy watch, although you have these like moments where there's some kind of clarity or something like going on where you think, okay, this seems normal at least. But yeah, it's really extreme, and it's I just think it loses a bit towards the end, but I think for me it's like overall even though I liked it, there's something missing to make it like that special movie because of this special like topic. Because I think the topic, the story is rather, I mean, it's maybe not unique, but it's really bold and kind of fascinating and in a way unique to tell it this way. But I think, and maybe that's where our opinion is different. I think the direction, even if you have this like beautiful scenery, I think the direction and the way this could have been executed could have been like a bit more daring and striking to put this topic, this story, like more to the front. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but I think it's lacking something that makes me think, this is like. I mean, it's still in my head. The movie definitely is but it's not in my head. It's in my head because of Alan C.L.A. Lopez's performance and the characters and this whole dynamic, but not like because I don't have the visuals in my head, how this movie was. I mean, I of course I have the images in my head, but it's like, for me, it could have been a little bit more, punch to it, you know?
Yeah, certainly. What I liked are some of the choices when it comes to staging, for example. It's also where the movie gains a little bit of a comedic edge, like when the whole family is gathered outside of the window and the father is talking to someone and they are all lined up in a way that looks kind of comical. And scenes like that helped me to I don't know, get a kind of fresh feeling from this movie because the subject matter, it's very, very heavy, very serious, but it has these injections of, I don't know, dark comedy and also a satirical approach. For example, when it comes to the daughter, we didn't mention her. She's played by Grace Anthony. She plays Mulikuti. She's there, and it becomes clear very early on that she's just there for the money. She says she has to relax a little bit. And there's definitely like a satirical approach there that she's the family member who's only there for the money, and she has a husband who's a little bit goofy, maybe. He's a little bit
he comes there at one point when there's also the satirical undertone when like
also with the villagers and the killing.
But there's this thing when the father uses the family like and talks about like what's it called, the undisclosed wealth that he has, some property, and not only the house, but he has something else and nobody knows about it. And as soon as the family hears, they suddenly don't want him to die, they want him to live. No, don't die now, you still have to sign something. Of course, this has like a very satirical approach to things that probably happen quite often. Quite often when it's about money and about property. Of course, there's the thing where Appan wants arak, booze, and cannabis.
He wants his desires.
But then again, it's like this two-sided thing because it's really evil tricks that he plays on this family. So they think, maybe he has something good. It has a good side, but they like fall for him again and again. And like we said, he has no redeeming quality. He's really even I fell for him, of course, because I didn't know where the movie is going. I thought, maybe they can have some kind of conversation, real conversation, especially between the father and the son. Because this movie like also is about this haunting legacy that haunts Nunju is his name, the son. That haunts him because he's like the whole village and everybody knows what the father, what he did in this past. And of course, the son is like the father, and so he can't do anything about it. Everybody thinks, it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to be just like your father.
And he's a father himself. And he's afraid to become like his father. And there's this scene later on where he can't take it anymore, and he's about to kill his own father.
He's strangling him.
And then his mother is so afraid because she recognizes his father in him, and that's also a fascinating side to the story. I thought, I mean, the presentation maybe it lacks a little bit of impact, but I thought it was good enough.
Yeah, it's definitely good enough. But Keep
Camera work by Vinod Ilampali, I think, and I think it captures this location and the power dynamic with the shots from above and from below. And the camera work by Vinod Ilampali and Papu, so I think two directors of cinematography. The music was composed by Dawn Vincent, and for the most part I really like the music, but there are moments, especially when it's about the son, our main protagonist, when he's a breakdown and he begins to shed a few tears. Then it becomes very heavy.
So melodramatic.
Kind of melodramatic. Emotion, where I thought, a little bit less music, or maybe even no music at all would have been more what I enjoy. But overall, I thought the music was pretty cool. And in the second half, maybe mild spoiler alert, but in the second half, the movie gains kind of a Western or Italian Western vibe, because then we learn about this big adversary. What's his name?
Kyriakos.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
Kyriakos.
Yeah, he's almost like a mythic villain.
Yeah, like a mythic villain.
He's about to get to the house. Yeah,
and even before that, there's another guy who comes and tells the father about him.
Balan, I think it's Balan.
And the music is kind of Western-like in moments like that. But I have to say, at first I thought, that's a nice shift, a nice new direction. But at the same time I thought, okay, we are maybe going away from this more drama, more serious approach, and more to like kind of weird genre mishmash. And it didn't work that well for me. And the climax, I'm not going to spoil it, but the climax was kind of sloppy.
Yeah, and that's one of my prime examples for when I thought this could
kind
have been
of clumsy.
It just could have been done in a better way. And it almost seems like maybe in the last third that they didn't really know where to go with this story, because we have this inside family thing, then you have this village thing, because in the village, like we said, people also want Appan dead.
Yeah, which was really funny.
Yeah, but there is like this almost this mystery kind of thing with a dog, with the family dog, and what are they doing in the in the woods?
Yeah.
And I thought, maybe this is some kind of like putting pressure on the family, and they like try to more or less force them to do something to kill Appan, more or less.
Yeah.
But that also it fizzles out a bit.
Yeah.
And it's like, where do we go with this story? And it's not like, it could have been more focused.
Yeah. There isn't a big bang at the end. It just happens very predictably.
They try to do like this revelation with one of the characters towards the end. And it's all right, I think. But there's not enough meat to the story to like give you this impact that you think, wow, what? That's it. That was it. That what it was all about. And it's like,
there's not enough meat. A lot is teased. We only get like little information about the background of these characters, but not enough, I think. And that's also why I think it becomes a little bit monotonous, because with 2 hours and 10 minutes, it's about just shouting, abusing, and again and again. And few things are slightly shifting, and there are new developments. Like there's this scene where the protagonist tries sorcery, which I thought was another satirical dark comedy element. But there's not enough, and then it becomes a little bit.
It tries a lot, but there are kind of a lot of loose ends also in the end, because maybe it should have like have been focused on one of these things and not all of them.
Just the father-son relationship, there was more potential there. Maybe
definitely.
It was a little bit surface level, but we are sounding probably harsher than.
It's still a very good move that keeps lingering. And another thing I wanted to say is I thought it was interesting that we've seen so many movies where you have these like generational families living under one roof, happy. And I thought this was just such an interesting and bold juxtaposition to all these movies where they are living in this house and they can't stand it anymore. Where you have this guy who hates everybody hates him. And even like Nunju, the son, I think, says at one time says he's the enemy. He's the enemy. There's no love in this house. He's just an enemy. And I thought it was just nice to see something like this compared to all these like happy-go-lucky families who live under one roof and everybody loves everybody.
What's happening?
Like the complete opposite.
What's happening behind the curtain?
Yeah.
And this is what's so fascinating and also great about the movie. We have this microcosm, and they have almost no choice. There's no, I don't know, exit strategy.
They're so dependent on him.
They're dependent on him financially and because of the society.
Yeah, and the legacy that he built for them. Yeah, and that's also something that the son says, like they have to pay for everything that he did. It's like they can't get away from anything.
And it's just, she's married to him. She can't leave him. You can't divorce in this society. And also at one point she says, back at home, it was even worse. So his wife, with her family, it was even worse. So, I mean, we have this old man, bedridden. He can't move his legs anymore. And still, he has so much power over everybody.
It's crazy,
And that's, of course, a great metaphor or symbol for patriarchy. Even this, I don't know, pathetic guy still in total control. Because at the beginning, we are coming from a very different culture, I think. Still also patriarchal culture. But I thought, man, this guy is the worst. I would just leave. But they have no choice, and it's so he's doing whatever he wants. He invites the neighbor who's a prostitute, I think, over, and nobody can do shit about it. Basically, he's in total control, and I think that's what's so fascinating about this movie. It's just like a mirror to the greater society, and that's what definitely worked in this one. That's it. That's pretty much. Pretty much it. Interesting movie.
Jimmy, what would you say in German?
Oh, I'm going first this
Appan.
time. All right.
Oh normally,
why not? Appan bietet eine faszinierende Prämisse, ein scheinbar auswegloses familiäres Machtgefüge als Abbild. Let me try again. Appan bietet eine faszinierende Prämisse, ein scheinbar auswegloses familiäres Machtgefüge als Abbild der patriarchalen Gesellschaft. Ein tolles Setting, gute Kamera, größtenteils frische Musik und ein starkes Ensemble. Bei knapp über 2 Stunden wird das Ganze dann aber irgendwann doch etwas zu monoton und das Ende wirkt unbefriedigend.
Nice. Appan ist ein unbequemer Film mit einer verabscheuungswürdigen Hauptfigur und einer unnachgiebigen Geschichte. Seine Faszination zieht er aber genau aus diesen Dingen. Einzig die visuelle Umsetzung hätte hier und da etwas gewagter und markanter sein können.
Alright. So, you first now.
For me it's 7 out of 10. It's more like 7.3, but I don't do that.
Well, that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
For me, it's a 6 out of 10. It's more like 6.4, but I don't do that either.
Okay.
I was between 6 and 7, and really like the first half, but towards the end. I totally
lower,
get it.
But that's fine. So, Jimmy. Nunju is a rubber tapper in this movie. Did you know that an average rubber tree yields 19 pounds of rubber latex per year? Rubber trees are 6 years old before tapping for rubber begins, and they may be tapped for up to 28 years.
Nice.
Everything about rubber tapping.
And coming back to the cinematography, those scenes in the woods, in the jungle with the trees, it was so beautiful.
Yeah, they really are beautiful. And that's actually not what I mean. There are
I know what you mean. You want more, little bit
but there
more.
are these scenes that like really mean something. That where I thought that scene.
There should be more to that visually. I get it. All right. That's it then. Please let us know in the comments below what you think about Appan. You can find us, follow us, support us on Patreon simply at TheJimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like.
And make sure you hit that bell for all we have to tell.